Hello everyone. I welcome you to today's session of Singh Teaches AI. Today we are going to study about uh, the building blocks of coding. So there are certain blocks which we also called the storage items. So whatever we will be doing, whatever items we provide to our code, we have to make sure that these are getting stored somewhere. So these are nothing just building blocks of this coding environment. What are the contents of it? We will basically talk about what are lists, what are tuples, and what are dictionaries. You might have a bit knowledge about it, or you might be very fresh, not knowing anything about these things. So we'll be talking about list, tuples, and dictionaries and how they are different from each other. List, as the layman says, in layman, list is just a sequence of numbers or just a list, could be random. So list would be a collection of items which is ordered. So, and we show list by parenthesis, which is the closed brackets, not the smaller parenthesis, but the closed brackets. So if I say L1 is a list, so I mean L1 would be denoted by. Similarly, if I talk about tuples, tuples is another way to store data. These are the collection of items. But again, all these three are collection of items only. Here, it can contain duplicates. What else? These are immutable. That means these cannot be changed. And again, these are ordered just like the lists. We will see how these are used in various applications. Means where are lists used, where are tuples used, and why do we need to have these three different things when when we see this these are just for collection of items, so why not just the list or just the tuples or just the dictionary? Third is, again, tuple we show with the smaller parentheses rather than the bigger brackets. So if I want to share a tuple, it would be 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. We'll see how we could access the tuples, access the lists, so on. The third thing we were talking about is dictionary. So, how dictionary is different from these two? Dictionary talks about, so dictionary is collection of key value pairs. Now, what these are, you will see with the examples. These are ordered, these are mutable, these are changeable, does not allow duplication. So, duplicates are not allowed. So, when we say collection of key value pairs, that means uh, if someone is, say, someone's name is Ravi, Ravi with age 35. So the key pairs would be name Ravi, age 35, place Delhi or whatever, and so on. So these are key pairs. So to show dictionary, we can show it like D1, and dictionary is shown by curly brackets, both sides. So here we were talking about the pairs. So name is a single key with its pair, say Ravi. So this makes a key pair, name Ravi. And next is, say we were talking about age, 35. Oh, all right. Another way of storing things, if you remember in our earlier classes, we were talking about strings. Strings were just used to store in the variables. So that's one building block that we have done already. So this is after that. So you also have to keep in mind the strings part. City, say Delhi, country, India. We'll use these details in the exercise that we are going to do. Let me open my Google Colab worksheet. So if I can generate or I can start coding. So for list, let's generate. Uh, it says select random 5 items from a list. First of all, we have to create a list. Create a list of 10 random items. All right, it's creating a list from 1 to 100 in range. So range is till 10, but the random words would be till 100. So if we run it, now you know how list is represented. List is represented by cap brackets. So these are capital brackets, capital brackets. You can create your own codes. Similarly, if we talk about tuple, so this is certain lists. What if I create a tuple? So the data structure which will store the collection of items even in list. So let's see tuple. I'm defining tuple as similarly to what we started with 10, 20, 30, 40. This is my content of tuple. If I ask it to print T1, what will I get? And also, I don't want just T1, I also want to know what type it is. Type of T1. So it is printing tuple 10, 20, 30, 40 and providing its class tuple. So you can use same here also, print type. Here you have said it is a random list. So will it show? It says it's class lists. So here it was class lists. I also want to print the random lists, not just the type. So you have the list and its type. Similarly, for tuple, you have tuple here and its type. Now I want to access the items in a tuple or list. So let's go with the tuple only. Uh, you know the index we talked in string also. The index starts from 0, 1, 2. These item index are 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Similarly here 0, 1, 2, 3. Now I want to access any tuple here. So what I will do, I'm accessing the tuple. We are using same T1. All right. It says print T10. So T10, what will be T10? It is 10 minus 1. Whenever you see minus thing, that shows it from backwards. So minus 1 is 40, minus 2 is 30, and so on. Another thing is I want to print two different, means not in a sequence. I want to print second index and third index. So what I will do for such kind of scenarios, it will show me index 1 and 3. Let's see. So 0 is this, 0, 1, 2, 3. And if we go from backward, it's minus 1, very last one. First from last, minus 1 is first from last, minus 2 is second from last, and so on. 1, 3 means this is 0, 1, and this is third. So it's showing you tuple stored at position 1 and position third. Now let's see if it allows duplicate values. Allows duplicates. Let's see if it actually allows duplicate values. Let's see. So now tuple is okay. It's already showing. I'll just use same. It's saying 10, 20, 30, 40, 10, 20, 10, 20. It's repeated. Print T2. Also, I want to print. Uh, let's print T2 at 0. Similarly, okay. Similarly, print T2. Now, what's the difference? So one is here. I either use minus 2, or if I'm going from here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So either 4 or minus 2. Be let's use which is more convenient, minus 2. So it's allowing the duplicacy. So you see the result is same result from both ends, which is 10. Tuple allows duplicacy. Will list allow duplicacy? So if this is the list, that's for you. Try it, and you can comment in the chat box that you tried and what was the result. List allows duplicacy or does not. Another thing that we discussed was it says, okay, it's collection of items, it can contain duplicates. Then it says not changeable or cannot be repeated, cannot be changed, immutable. Let's see, cannot be changed. Immutable or cannot be changed. Here in T2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. T5 is 20. So at 5 from 20, I'm trying to fit 100. Will it work? No. It says tuple object does not support item assignment. That's exactly what we mentioned. Cannot change. Can we concatenate tuples? With concatenation, I mean tuples that we can. Uh, so if I want to add two tuples, will it provide me a third concatenated tuple? Want to multiply, would it provide me another tuple? So let's see if we can concatenate. So concatenation, all right. So it's giving me, yes, Gemini is, yes, AI is pre-linked with it. So T3 is T1 plus T2. T2 was 10, 20, 30, 40, 10, 20. 10, 20, 30, 40, 10, 20. T1 was 10, 20, 30, 40. So 10, 20, 30, 40 and 10, 20, 30, 40, 10, 20. They have got concatenated. Now, can we repeat? Repetition. Let's see. Now, for repetition, what if I, instead of adding, now I have T1, T2, and T3. Can I create a T4, which is multiplication of T1 and T3? I have to print T4 now. Let's see. There is some error. T4, T1 into T3. Can't multiply sequence by non-int of type tuple. Non-int. And we have already worked over it in some of the last videos, if you remember. Let's explain error. All right. So let's use their suggested code. Let's use their suggested code here, which says I'll just say T1 into 3 rather than T1 into T3. I will say T1 into an integer value 3, then print T4. So you see, T3 was 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. 10, 20, 30, 40, 10, 20, 30, 40, 10, 20, 30, 40. So it has made it repeated 4 times. Which one? T1. T1 has been repeated 3 times because it is into 3. 10, 20, 30, 40 into 3 made it 1, 2, 3, combination of 3 sets. Next is nested tuples. And by nested tuple, you have seen something like this in coding for loop. We had nested for loop, we have nested while loop, if else loop. So nested tuple, for nested tuple, let's say it's T5. For T5, we want T1 slash T2, T1 comma T2. So now you see two tuples would be created, and we know tuples are presented by parentheses. So one tuple, which is T1, would be in different parentheses, T2 would be another parenthesis, and their collective parenthesis would be T5. Let's see how. T1 in this parenthesis, T2 in this parenthesis, and this entire tuple is T5. Similarly, so this was about tuples where repetition was not allowed. It cannot contain duplicates. It was not immutable, not changeable. It was ordered just like lists. Now let's talk about dictionary. What's dictionary? How we create dictionary and what actions we can perform over it. So similarly to tuple, dictionary is also something where we can collect items. So collection of items is called dictionary. It also does not allow any duplicate items. So we had D1 defined. Here we had defined D1. Let's see if I can copy paste it for sure. So this is my D1. You have to be very sure of what characters you are using. Let's see if I'm able to print D1. What have I missed? Name, age. Unterminated string literal detected at line 1. Unterminated. We have terminated now. So our dictionary add these details. So everything is inside. Should work. Unterminated string literal. Name is there, age is there, city is there, country is there. What I will do, I will cut this entire thing. Will use this. Now I will paste it inside. It's still okay. So you see here I have used single colon rather than double. Similarly, I must have used, so name is Ravi. It doesn't take equal to, my bad. I have to use colon. The assignment here would be done by colon rather than equal to sign, and that too, it's not equal to. Equal to is double equal to in coding languages. So now you see name Ravi, age 35, city Delhi, country India. So again, here the indexing. How do we do indexing here? Indexing in tuple and list is 0, 1, 2, and so on. But how does it's done in how it's done in dictionaries? So dictionaries are indexed by their these are indexed by their any guesses? Keys. Because here we are working on key pairs only. So they are indexed by their keys. How it's done? Let's see. Okay, it's giving me print D1 name, print D1 age. So I want age, I want name. So let's see. It will provide me name Ravi and age 35. That's how indexing works here. It's based upon the keys rather than the sequence 0, 1, 2, 3. Is there any another method to retrieve the details? Retrieve using get function. So if I don't want to use the method which I have already used, I will use print d1 dot get name and age. It will provide me similar result, Ravi and 35. So either you do using keywords, keys directly, or you use get function. It will call that feature. Say if I'm using name, it will fetch me name. If I'm asking for get age, it will provide me with age, which is stored in uh, age dictionary element. Can I remove things from dictionary? Yes, I can. To remove any element from a dictionary, how can we do that? We use a keyword called pop. You see it's there, d1 pop. Whatever you want to omit out, it will omit it out. And then currently you see d1 is name, age, city, and country. It says it is omitting out country. So let's see. The d1 now remains name, age, and city. Country is gone. I want to retrieve the keys only. If I want to retrieve, if I want to retrieve keys only, it's showing me altogether. So similarly, here it will only show keys, which is name, age, and city. If I want to retrieve values only, change the keys with values. So change the keys with value, print d1 values, and it will just show Ravi 35 Delhi. In dictionary, we saw it is ordered, we saw its collection of key pairs. So is it changeable? How it is changeable? So let's see here only. If I change the name from Ravi to Kiran. So now I'm changing the name from Ravi to Kiran in D1. D1 still remains this, which we have changed to this. So now everything remains the same, but name changed to Kiran. If I want to pop something else without mentioning anything, it will pop out. So this was pop function. Rather than using country, if I say I want to pop from the last, will it do? If not from last, I want to remove age, it will remove age and provide me a printed D1. You have to be very careful with the string name you are using. If you have used small a, it will it will change it. If you are using capital and you haven't used capital, then it will not take the action. So with this, we conclude the building blocks of coding. To revise, I'll share an exercise in a post. Try to do it. Even now, you know how to do things. You can try on your own. For any questions or queries, you can reach me out. The details have been shared in the description. I hope you are enjoying your learning. Again, I won't be issuing any course, I promise, and uh, everything I teach is for free. With these signing off notes, I thanks a lot. Thank you a lot, and wish you good luck. Keep learning, keep enjoying. Till we meet again in our next class in Singh Teaches AI. Bye bye. Take care.